This is John Groves coming to you again from my home studio. As I announced in my last Bible talk, I'm experimenting with a new format that will allow me at a time to interpret a Bible story and separately address my desire to share with you a piece of art to help illustrate our story. We are blessed with the creative spirits of many artists, living and deceased, who have illustrated on canvas or through other artistic mediums some particular Bible story or some aspect of biblical literature. Some years ago, I was introduced to the publication of Bibles, both before and after the invention of movable type, that included panels, almost like comic books, that allowed priests and clerics to teach and sermonize on particular biblical passages. In ancient times, literacy was a skill limited to educated folks. In the Middle Ages, for example, many monarchs ruling over vast empires were illiterate and had to depend on others to absorb the substance of particular Bible stories. There's a story about Henry II, King of England and much of France during the 12th century. He, as a young lad, was given a hand-painted book of hours with some beautiful illustrations. He was so moved by the artistic quality of the work that he decided then and there to learn how to read and write. He wanted to appreciate more fully the gift he had been given. And during the Protestant Reformation in Germany, many illiterate Lutheran ministers relied on Bibles translated into German with profuse illustrations to help relate the contents of different stories to their congregants. I recently read an internet blog by Catherine Rickards entitled, "What Happens When You Read the Bible in an Art Museum?" This was published in 2019. She posits coming to a greater appreciation of Bible stories from seeing and studying pieces of art in art museums, in books, and through the internet. The art may be abstract or representational. Either way, if we allow the art to move us, we can come to a deeper understanding of the Bible. With regard to the figure of Samuel, one is apt to find readily artwork depicting the young Samuel when he is first called to prophesy. Paintings depicting the elder Samuel are not as common. The painting I now would like to share with you is an Orthodox Christian icon that probably graced the sanctuary of some Orthodox church in Eastern Europe from the time that it was first produced in the 17th century. Now, this work of art is part of the collection of the Regional Art Museum in the city of Donetsk in eastern Ukraine. I find very moving the introspective look on Samuel's face. It suggests the mature prophet, full of wisdom and years from his having led the people of Israel. Imagine his role in deciding disputes between litigants, whether it be over redress of wrongs committed, breaches of contract, application of criminal law, and disputes over inheritances, among many other items. These disputes would have taken a heavy emotional toll on Samuel. This painting, despite its Orthodox setting, allows us to see a human figure weighed down with the imperfections of his rulings as he led the people of Israel through some difficult times. He is perhaps best known for having selected, with the Lord's guidance, the first two kings of Israel, Saul and David, two important leaders in the history of the people of Israel. And yet these two leaders exhibited some distinctive character flaws. Thank you, and until next time. John Groves signing off.